Okay, hey there guys. So today's war we're going up against 5XE. They had an off season. I think they had a merger in the off season. I think they've been doing pretty well this season is what I'm remembering. I might be getting that a little bit wrong, but I feel like they've been doing well. That's what I remember hearing. I haven't been keeping the best track of leaderboards probably, if I'm being honest. But this war is my second war with a rank 4 Doom. But again, I'm still doing these out of order just because I can never catch up to myself, and I'm lazy and I always forget to post, so it's my bad. So this first fight against Heimdall, I had to wait for the global to come down because Heimdall is very annoying with the global because of the way he can get armor ups. But with Doom, after the global's down, it's a super easy fight. I used the heavies, that way I would get the Fury. So that way, when I do the SP3, it should do a fair bit, and it does just about 30,000 damage because of the 2 Furies I have. And I was very cautious there because of my Mystic Dispersion and the buffs he has. I didn't want to gain too much. And I think right here, I was way too cheeky. I should have just baited out a heavy, gone in, and gotten to SP3 with 2 Furies. But instead, I was trying to wait for his debuff immunity to fall off so I could place a stagger or something, or throw an SP2. It was something weird. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but there was no reason for what I did. If I just used a double Fury SP3, the fight would have been a couple seconds shorter. Time didn't matter in this war, but it's always good to look at what you can do to improve, and in this war video, there's gonna be great fight for that. This next fight is super cheesy, super simple. It's probably one of the best matchups released in the past year, I feel like, of MCOC. Is they released Nimrod and then they released Toad and Sauron, and everyone was reading their abilities and they're like, wow, shoot, this guy would be pretty hard if they didn't release Nimrod just before releasing them. Too bad they basically are just hard countered by this one champion, just absolutely eviscerates them. Places so many shocks, even before I got the Fury, even before I used the SP2, he's already down 15%, and then the single SP2 takes off 70% in one go. And this is an R3. I've boosted very small here, which is definitely an issue I have. My officer has definitely not been mad at me about that recently. Definitely not. No, I definitely boost big enough for the wars I play in. But no, that fight, if I boosted bigger or turned on suicides or something, it's a single SP2. I don't have to do a combo afterwards, but that doesn't really bother me too much, having to do the extra combo. And I'm unit poor. I have 1,000 units, but if I turn on and off suicides really frequently, that just vanishes in an instant. This fight, pretty simple. It's against an Annihilus with Doom. It's a pretty simple fight. I just have to make sure I keep off his rod if I go for an SP3, because he can be, actually that's only while he's dashing in, so even if I didn't remove the rod I still could, but then he's immune to the power control effects, so I wanted to make sure I didn't do that. And so that's what I was kind of doing right here. I wanted to get the Fury, and then I realized I forgot to place the shock before going for my heavy, but I checked and my stagger should still be on by the time that he gets his rod back. So it's going to remove his rod, making it so I can power control him still. Because while he has the rod, you can't power control him. I was kind of worried it was going to remove his stun for some reason. I don't know why. And then I just throw the SP2 into his block, and he's dead. Pretty fast, pretty quick. So, this next fight, one of my alliance mates, I sent him a picture of something, and he was kind enough to make a meme about me. So, yeah, this will sum up the fight very well, I think. So thank you, Kome. It means a lot to me. It means a lot. Because, yes, it's true. It's very true. Av is a noob. This fight, big noob stuff. I'm confused. I'm what 3-minute boost do I want to use? Do I want to buy the invulnerability? Will it really help me? I'm nah. Because, I was thinking, in the unlikely event that I eat an SP3, it doesn't matter. So I go in, parry, fine. Now right here, I go for a light, doesn't work, and right as his timer switches on and he gets the dash back, I dash back. I dex the heavy, I go back in, parried, combo. So even if I put on an invulnerability boost, done. right here, that intercept right there is actually very, very big. It gives me a chance at this fight. I was against my wall. I have Dex on because I like the ability to Dex his heavy against the wall like that, just in case if this happens. And then again, right as end buff comes on, I'm going in. And I have the Dex on. So now I feed him another charge. Now he's at 2 bars of power. Just a bit over. I'm like, okay. I'm still kind of against my wall, but he has power stings. If he throws this here, this will be fine. Now he started to play a little bit passive and dash backwards. Well, what am I going to do there? And he instantly dashes backwards as well, so I couldn't have avoided that one either. I'm just like, shoot. If he gets one more is an SP3. So I'm just like, please be something like throw a special. Or it's dash back again. It was dash back again. That was the 3rd one in the fight. And it's an SP3. And I was looking back on this, so I was actually thinking, like, man, if I kind of did a little bit of math, like, if I had an invulnerability on, would I survive this? Well, I wouldn't. I got parried at the start of the fight. 3.5 seasons, almost 4 seasons. Heck, actually, it's almost more than that. It's almost 4 seasons or something of Deathless. Because, right, there was, like, my last death was, like, 3 seasons ago at the start of the season, so I had everything after that up until now, which is the 8th war, so like most of a season again, and it goes down like that. Even if I put on an invul, even if I boost max there, I don't think it changes that. And that's just a really disappointing way to go out. I mean, I probably, yes, looking back at it, maybe I should have bought boosts or whatever. But again, I don't have like that many units where I can afford to just like buy boosts for this. We were already up by a little bit in this war, wasn't too big. Not like to the point where I can go easy. But the worst part was that I was kind of thinking about it throughout like the day after I got my assignments, because right, I joined the war and I had to wait the entire day, and I'm just like, man, I don't know why. I feel like I should have brought White Magneto and used Doom for this fight from the get-go. Like, I don't know why, I just feel like something's gonna happen with Torch for this. And something happened with Torch. I got parried, I had really bad RNG on the prompts. This Doom fight is just really slow, because I don't go for any intercepts. After that fight, I'm like, just, I don't want to make any single mistake. Another dashback prompt. I literally had PTSD when that happened. And again, I tried to go for like a little light intercept there, but it wasn't happening, so I just go for my SP3. Because once I hit the SP3 button, I have the fight pretty locked in, right? It's a Doom cycle fight. That's all it is. But that, again, that death is just so silly. It's not, this guy wasn't even running Max Mystic Dispersion, if you couldn't tell. I don't know, it's just, it was a very disappointing way to die, like, a couple degens. I had people, like, giving the little criticisms, like, well, why do you have Dex on? Well, in case I get stuck against the wall, I like to be able to bait in Dex's heavy, which it actually did help me there, but at the same time, the Dex's also gave me like 1 degen. It also fed the end buff one, right? So like it also did hurt me, and so it's like all these criticisms are fair. Like if I boosted bigger, who knows, maybe I killed him, maybe the AI was different because I spent more money. You never know, right? Like there's things like that. It's just a really disappointing death, but we ended up winning this war. What was the final score? 5-3. So my death, it made it close, but it didn't matter. So that's it makes me feel better, but it doesn't change the fact that I died. I shouldn't have died. Yeah, it was a very good war by both sides. 5-3 is a really low death war. Both alliances' times were pretty good. 9-5 and 9-2 are both solid. So this was a very, very good war. It's not quite the war you want to die in, but at least it wasn't like 5-5 and I lost us the war or something, right? So, yeah. Sorry I died. It happens. Yeah, Av is a noob, pretty much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye. I'll see you around.